And welcome back. Today we're flying out the TAL 152 C-3, and this thing is kinda mid at 6.0, especially with the F2Gs and the P-51Hs around. But you can make this thing work. You do get an air spawn. I run it with min fuel, just have the most early game presence as humanly possible, because you need the performance at the start. If you have to carry, if you have to fly the long game against a lot of these vehicles, you are simply going to be taking an L. You have to fly this thing mildly suicidal, because if you fly this thing conventionally, and if you really try to stay alive, you're not going to get any shots and you are going to end up in the dirt. Unless of course you turn around to the airfield every time you make a pass, because that's how a lot of people fly this plane, which I don't really understand. Before we get started, thank you to all my Patreons and to everyone looking to buy something from the Gaijin store. I have a discount link down below. Now I'm gonna say there is no decal yet, but it has been spotted in the data mine, and if it has gone up, I will let you know via another video. I'll make a short announcement, or I'll put it in my community tab, just to let everyone know that it's finally there. But it's coming. Just stay tuned. We're almost there. It's either going to be today, later today, or maybe it's going to be Tuesday. We are diving on an A8 here, and we have a lot more energy. He does turn better than us, so I'm not going to be taking that fight. I simply break off. I go vertical. I'm going to bank a lot of my speed, and then we pressure him back down. And I believe this guy actually is a subscriber, so if you are watching the video, say hello, I guess. I'll say hello to you as well, Nando. We do the same thing. We push him down, we go straight up, we go horizontal to cut into his flight path, because I'm expecting him to go vertical. He does exactly that, but because we went a little bit horizontal, he ends up flying directly into our guns. On to the next one. We are on a little bit of a dusk map, and this is going to be, well, ideal scenario, the way you want to fly this thing. The issue is that you don't really have the control of having these scenarios all the time. This plane does rely on the enemy team positioning in a way that you can actually do something, because if at the start there is like an LF Mark 9 or Hornet or something that just likes to climb to absolute orbit that's going to contest you, God forbid it's a Yak-3 VK107 or something along those lines, you are gonna have a little bit of an issue and they will basically cancel you for the rest of the match. But we are on the dust map, spotting is limited, and people are going to be unaware, scattered, and very often just very much tunnel visioned on the one guy that is spotted. So the dangerous part here is, if we do get spotted and we don't see who's around us, we might be in for a little bit of a surprise, so we want to be extra careful. But I'm going to be very, very aggressive. I'm rushing in a P-51H, and that's a plane I want out of this match as soon as possible. The Junker somehow manages to team kill someone, and we are gonna be getting the hell out of here. We still have 2 kilometers, we're going about 750 kilometers an hour, and our team is above us and they're covering us. I'm not gonna be relying on them, but they are a little bit of a buffer, and they will make it so that it's less likely for someone to go straight for us. But never say never, because Wart and the players really like going for the worst possible play sometimes. So we got 2 kills. We are still at a decent altitude. The issue is, if I start climbing now, I'm probably going to run into someone with altitude. So I'd rather just stay around this 3 kilometer area and see if I can find people below us. And I'd rather pressure someone below us so I can actually get a kill than engage someone that is already above us. Because with this thing you need to get initiative. If you are on a lower altitude, lower speed, you are going to struggle a little bit. But of course when they go head on like that, and they don't use their energy, you are gonna be completely fine. So the Spitfire goes down, and then we extend on over to the 84 that is not really paying attention. That wasn't an 84, that was the SU-6, that was a bot. I accidentally killed him, and then I noticed the 84, so we're gonna switch on over, and we are gonna spray him down. Down goes the 84. And now, where are the last few guys? Because I know there is someone around here. I hear something, I don't know where it is. I think it's an AI at this point. And looking around, I can't find him. There he is. C-Fire riding our ass with 0 throttle. He's called Bonjour Moron, and I'm gonna say it's a pretty fitting name. You did give me a little bit of a jump scare right there, but next time pick it a little bit more carefully, because you went from Bonjour Moron straight into Au revoir Moron. Takes his wing clean off, and the only guy he's gonna be saying bonjour to is the little family of Susan over there that's living in that house. He goes down, and we go straight into the next match. We have a Spitfire at a decent altitude, we have some speed here, But this guy really doesn't want to engage us, and he keeps turning around back to his airfield. He keeps diving back to his airfield, and he really just doesn't want to play the game. So I want to play a little bit of a mind game with him, because they also have a P-51H directly on our 6. The P-51H is going to be the main threat here. The Spitfire I can run away from. I can boom and zoom quite handily. He does turn much better than us, and he is a little bit of a pest to kill, but I can't deal with him. A P-51H on the other hand is simply going to eat my ass. And if I have to be completely honest with you guys, the only thing eating my ass is going to be my toilet. I'd rather keep someone's mouth out of there. So what do? Well, the thing you do with the TAL 152C, you go head on with people. And this also invites the Spitfire to engage us, because he right now thinks it's a 2v1. We recommit in the head on, we set him on fire, but P-51H might not burn up, considering it is a P-51H. Luckily for us, this time he does. And the Spitfire does exactly what we planned. He does go up for us, he does think it's a 2v1, and he does stall himself out trying to get a shot on us. So we are going to drop our flaps, we're going to try to pull in. He's going very slow, but my rudder kind of blew me there. I couldn't roll in time, it don't turn well enough, so now I have to disengage. How do we do that? Well, first we go straight for a little bit, use our speed to get some separation, and after we have a little bit of separation, we are gonna put it into the vertical. If I had gone straight up right then and there, he would have pitched up after us, and we would have instantly died. But look at that, the Spitfire now turns back to the airfield despite him being on R6. And that's how this guy has been playing it for a little while already. Kind of fucking annoying, but you know, what do you do about it? For now, I'm just going to be putting it into a shallow climb. I'm going to be cooling off my engine, and I'm going to be banking my speed. I'm waiting for the Spitfire to get a little bit of separation here with the airfield, because I'm not going to be engaging him right over there, because you already know what is going to happen. I am simply going to get shot by AA, I get an oil leak, a water leak, a fuel leak, or pilot sniped, and I am instantly out of the game. That's exactly what he wants, and I'm not going to be having it. And now I have a little bit of a choice to make. Am I going to engage the Spitfire? Am I going to be playing the long game and then miss out on all the kills below us and lose at 1v6? Not really a fan. I'm pretending to go for the F4U right now, see what the Spitfire does, and the instant the Spitfire notices that I'm not actually going for the F4U, he dives out, and I don't know what he's trying to do here. He's simply wasting a lot of energy. I'm just continuing straight, and we are going to go straight up. And if he tries to turn around for us right here, he is not going to have a great time. And second game, the Junker 288 in my squad kills someone. But the Spitfire now is pretty slow. He's right below us. We have a lot of altitude. And he is not quick enough to really get away from us. He's trying to pull back into us. Not gonna happen. And because of that, he's gonna be too slow. He's gonna be too vulnerable. And all I have to do now is clean up his mess. Straight back to the hangar. And now we switch on back over to the F4U4. Not sure which one this is, but it's a one. It's, I think, the 4B, but I'm not entirely sure yet. Well, it has to be, because the normal one is 4.7 nowadays, actually. I forgot. So it's gonna be an F4U 4B. It does have the nerfed cannons. It's not gonna be as dangerous as it once was, but it's still an F4U 4B, and its flight performance is gonna be a lot better than ours. So we are gonna be diving on him, and then we simply clean him up. We dive on him, see if he does anything in particular, but no, it's the TAL 152C, so you get an anticlimactic end. He goes down, and then we get eaten up by the F2G and the F4U combo that I can't really do anything about. It took forever, so I'm just gonna be skipping it. I'm sorry, but trust me, I died and I lost. I'm not trying to hide anything. So we go head on with the F2G, we get a hit in, we shoot some more, we don't get any hits in. We then really try to dodge that head on, and I'm just gonna be flying straight. I'm trying to get away from him, but then I notice that he's not turning for us. So I'm gonna be pressuring him a little bit. The issue is P-51H on our 6 again. And again, it's just not something I want on my ass. I don't want it to be eaten. I'd rather just go to the toilet. So what do? I'm looking at the F2G. Spitfire is engaging him. He's not really killing him, but it is buying me some time. So for now, I'm just trying to put some distance between us. Try to get a little bit of altitude. Take a quick look. He is pretty experienced. He has flown it in Arabic quite a bit. So this might be kind of annoying to fight. So what are my options here? I don't really have any other than trying to full send it. Go into an all-in scenario where I can maybe get a shot in. If I miss it, I'm done. Let's be honest here. There's very little I can do here, but I'm gonna be trying to go a little bit slower than him. I'm gonna be trying to roll out of his way, and I'm gonna try to get him as fast as possible and myself stay as fast as possible to make it the hardest shot for him. So we go up and over. I'm gonna cut the throttle a little bit. I'm gonna drop the flaps. I'm gonna be trying to pull into this shot right here, and we do hit it. But again, it's a P-51H and its damage model is a little bit ridiculous. So he is actually going to be completely fine from that. Well, completely fine is a little bit of an over-exaggeration. He is completely fucked. But he is still going to be in a decent enough position to get away from us. I'm trying to pull back in for the second shot. But this guy has been diving for a little bit now. And even though he's crit, look at that speed difference. He's just going to get away from us. Or is he? Yes, he is. Because these guns... I don't know why they don't work when I hit people, but they really just don't work when I hit people sometimes. And it's always the people that you want to kill the baddest, the most. Is that proper English? I really don't know, but you know what I'm saying. The people that really need to die in your match are mostly the people that survive the most amount of rounds. And that's going to end you costing you the game, which is very annoying. But what can we say other than a skill issue? So we fly towards the middle of the map. We only have the P-51H that's crit now. But I do want to make sure that he doesn't actually come back for us, because he's still in capable airworthy state. He's still going to be a threat to us. That's what I'm trying to say here. He's not as dangerous, but it's still a P-51H. And even with like a red engine, that thing goes 600 kilometers an hour in a straight line. It's absolutely stupid. But what can you do about it? We dive here, and there's 3 P-51Hs. One coming head on with us. We shoot at him. We don't get any hits. But we have a lot of energy here to actually work with. Notice the second one pulling up. First one will not be having the energy to go after us. The second one I need to be careful of, because he's coming in from a different angle. And even though he doesn't have the energy to get to us, he might still get the angle to shoot us down. So I'm trying to go for the P-51H, but the F2G is a lot more dangerous here. He's going a lot quicker. He's also much closer to my friendly here. But we don't manage to hit him. And now we have to break off. The P-51 gets shot down, the crit one. And now I want to pressure these two guys that are going vertical after one of my teammates. And at the end here I've only gotten 1 kill. But my impact here is important. Even though you don't get kills, you need to be pushing the right people off your friendlies. The friendlies going underneath us, so I need to break off for a little bit to get a little bit of a better position in. And who do I kill here? Do I kill the P-51H? Definitely. Much more dangerous. We kill him, we break off, we go back for the F2G. The issue is the F2G absolutely slaps this thing in the dogfight. It simply doesn't lose speed. But we have the energy and the position here to pull straight back into him, because he is way too slow. But he gets crit. Noticed it a little bit too late. I'm gonna cease fire, as my teammate clearly killed that guy. He's gonna be bailing out. We only got 1 kill. But I hope it showcases what this plane can and can't do. And here we are again with the air spawn. And just as I said earlier, you don't want to meet a Yak-3 at equal altitude, because that's going to mean it's either a Yak-3U or a Yak-3 VK-107. So what can we do here? I'm going to be pushing ahead on. I have to. 1v1 Master Duelist? I don't think so. Back to the hangar you go. That's kill number 1. Ki-84 coming head on with us. And we are of course going to be pushing it, because well, it's not as painful as with the Yak-3. Because the Yak-3 can turn around and then reel us in. We don't want that. And this Ki-84 really, he needs to go head on with us. But I'm just going to spray a little bit. He doesn't break off. We do. And he gets sent back to the hangar just the same way as the Yak-3 just did. So we turn around. Who do we want to engage? We have an N1K here as well as a Ki-84. The F4U below us. Well, he's below us. He's not really a threat currently. And the J5N1 is a bit of a shit brick. I'm not really worried about him, even in this kind of plane. N1K however and the Ki-84 are the highest 2 guys. They are actually engaging someone. So I want to make sure that I kill these 2 guys, so I can then go for the deck and start cleaning up the rest of the lobby. So I'm reeling the Ki-84 in pretty damn quickly. He is not going to be making it towards my 109 before I get there, as long as the 109 actually pays attention and doesn't fly directly into him. The Ki-84 in front of us is laughing about the 2 guys that I just killed. I'm not sure if he's making fun of them, if he's making fun of me, because I'm only able to get kills with a head-on. But it doesn't matter, he's trying to shit talk in the chat. But, you know, are we going to be agreeing with that? Of course not. He's going to be dodging, he dodges way too soon, and he also gets clicked out of the air in the head-on. He didn't say 3 head-ons ha 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 after that, so I assume that he wasn't very much happy or stoked about it. So we just switch on over to the N1K here. He is riding the ass of the BF-109 and I'm trying to save him. But the 109 pulls into the worst direction possible for us. So I have to go up a little bit here. And in doing so, I let him die just a little bit too late. N1K, however, is too slow. He's in a too good of a position to let live. And we just hold the trigger down. And down goes Mr. N1K. And now the real game starts. Because we have a J7W directly above us. It is a J7W, so I'm not exactly worried about it. If you haven't seen my video on that thing, I highly advise you to check it out just to see how ass that thing really is. And Mr. Camo over there is still flat spinning in the air. Not sure why. We are just running away for a little bit, get some position, get some elt. And then we come back as the J7 also starts engaging people. But he is not really aware of the fact that I am directly above him. He just dove past me, he just blew a lot of speed. And there is some guys right below us that are pretty dangerous. We have a Yak-3U over here and over there. I-225, which I can deal with. He simply compresses too much. I can run around him all day long. Very, very good plane. But I can actually deal with it. The Yak-3Us here are definitely the main enemies. So I want to kill these first. I'm going to be diving in. I noticed that the P-51H is getting an angle here. The Yak-3 is way too slow. I don't need to commit to him. I-225 goes down below us and behind us. And the Yak-3U does as well. J2M and an LA-9. I can deal with these two. But it's going to take a while. Very annoying planes to deal with in this. But you can kill them if you have enough ammo. It's basically a matter of pushing head-ons. And we do exactly that. We push a head-on. And I want to energy trap the J2M here. Because I'm not as worried about the LA-9. So what do? We go straight up. And we are going to be setting up for the energy trap. J7W, however, is also coming in. So I do need to be a little bit careful. And then the LA-9 shoots down the P-51H in the head-on. Making this, depending on how many of them are going to turn around for us, a little bit of a hard spot to be in. So I'm getting a little bit more altitude. But I noticed that Donier coming in. So I want to make sure that he doesn't just die doing nothing. But he dodges the J7W. And then he sends it for a head-on with the F4U4B. He takes him down, or the F4U47 I should say. And then the Donier also goes down. And everyone of course runs back to the airfield. Because you know, it's 6.0 props, why wouldn't you? And then we go head-on with a J7W. It's a Japanese plane and I'm in one of the worst turning props in the entire game. However, I still turn better than that thing. So what do? We dodge his shots. I don't necessarily turn better, but I do win a dogfight, that's what I should say. So I put it into a vertical. I drop the flaps last moment here to pull outside of his gun range. And look at that, absolutely beautiful. He is stalled out, he doesn't have a shot, he doesn't have any AOA. And he's stalled out. So I drop the flaps completely. And then I pull straight back into his flight path. And he's going to be flying very, very slowly. So what do? We kill him so hard, his camo disappears. And then these two guys are gonna sit on the airfield for a little bit. We go RTB. And then we win the game without killing anyone else. So, fantastic. Next game. This time on the snow map. And we have some altitude here. We actually have initiative on the entire lobby. There are no people with insane amount of altitude. There are no people that are really pressuring us. So I can do whatever I want. As long as I don't send it too hard and end up below everyone. I should be completely fine. So this guy is going to turn below us. Hold the trigger down. Down he goes. And then we extend on straight towards the F4U. And I think it's an F4U4B. Looking at his altitude, it's probably not an F4U7. It should be a little bit lower. But we're going a lot quicker than him currently. And we are reeling him in. And I have a feeling, because we are coming from below here, that he isn't actually paying that much attention to us. Which would be perfect. Because we can start coming closer and closer. And eventually, he's going to be in gun range. And if he doesn't react in time, he is going to be dead. He then starts shallow climbing, but I'm going much quicker than him. You're not going to be out climbing me in that kind of angle. So I hold the trigger for a little bit. Squeeze it for a little bit longer. We get a crit. And at this point, he is too slow. There's just nothing he's going to be doing. But these guns just don't feel like they used to. And I keep getting damn hits. Last burst finally does take him out. But that took a little bit more rounds than I would have liked to. And then the main duty of this thing. Intercepting bombers. Well, at least in this game it is. I know it's a It's like a strike of medium altitude, whatever the fuck it is. I don't care about real life, but in reality, in this game, the thing this thing is best at is just killing bombers. Mainly because of that 30mm with insane range, with insane velocity. But gunners, you don't turn well enough here, and you're not that quick. So you're really just inside of that gunner range forever, which isn't really ideal. But I crit him already. I'm not expecting him to do much, but because he's actually turning back in, I'm gonna be making one more pass. I have a feeling that this guy is gonna be alive for a little bit longer. He's not really critically damaged. We did get a crit, but I don't think he's necessarily dead. So I want to squeeze it a little bit more, get a little bit more hits, and we take his entire plane apart. Now we can go towards the bomber that's directly below us, but he's flying into the opposite direction. So instead we are gonna go straight for the people on the deck. They're going very fast here. Shot window is very small. We are compressing. We don't have the ability to put a nose on him. And we simply just climb away from him. Because we have all the energy in the world here. It is an F8F. And the F8F is going to lose all of its speed if he tries to send it up for us. He does win a dogfight. But if we pressure him correctly, he will never have the energy to really contest us. So we dive back down on him. But he's going to make it completely... He just wanted to make sure that he dives to someone else so that we don't get the kill, we get a crit, and then the 152H cleans him up. And that's all for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.